In today's crowded market, businesses need to be seen and heard. As they evolve and grow, they will reflect industry changes, adapt business practices, and find new ways to engage their customers. At every stage of their corporate growth, businesses need to be aware of how they are perceived, how they must differentiate, and make the best of all available channels to communicate their success. Julia Streets of Streets Consulting helps businesses find their voice.
The goal of a financial services, business development, marketing, communications consultancy is all about helping businesses grow. So thinking about what's happening in the industry, thinking about how do you create a campaign that's really compelling, that's strategic, that has a message that matters to your customers, and how do you get that out in a really compelling way through well-planned, well-executed campaigns. So you have to really understand the client. It all starts with the client. So understand their business ambitions, think about their products and their services, and also the market in which they operate. So who are their competitors? Because nobody works in isolation. What are the regulatory drivers, the industry drivers? And then think about the sales cycle. Buyer, decision maker, influencer, user, roadblocker. Think about the people you have to convince, and then how do you bring the messaging to life about things that they really care about? And then that's all about the execution of the campaigns. So if the financial services industry wants to be truly sustainable, it has to think about a number of things. One of them is about transformation at pace. You need to be able to innovate quickly, but remember, we're working in a time where everybody wants everything delivered through digital platforms, fully automated. So how do you do that? Well, you do it, first of all, with a laser-like focus on never compromising risk or indeed security. And to do that, you need to collaborate. You need to collaborate with some of the earliest startups who are very specialist in certain areas, or with truly global partners. So for consultancies to be really successful, they have to think about tomorrow. So part of that's about being agile and being flexible, but it's also really about being curious. So go to the conferences, read the papers, think about the industry dynamics and what they mean for your clients, and come back with lots of ideas. Ideas that are designed to help your clients grow, but don't just look in this world, look beyond. So look in other sectors and in other areas, because that's where the essence can be found that can really matter.
How can the industry innovate at pace? I think if you read all the press around you, look at consultancy reports, and also attend major conferences, and certainly work with large organisations, you come to the conclusion pretty quickly. It starts at the top, it starts with leadership. From a leadership perspective, if the messaging is there and they embrace and they have good structures inside organisations, innovation at pace is absolutely possible. I think we see two very clear differences though inside organisations. Those who think, of course everybody wants to innovate, but there's some who think about the small incremental path in front of them versus those who are thinking about the more exponential opportunity to really change their organisation. If you look at Silicon Valley, I think it's a great example of how innovation can truly be delivered. We see it every day on our mobile devices.
I think the global financial industry collaboration really starts at the regulatory level. And we're starting to see that with different regulators across the globe doing different projects together, testing in a global sandbox. And we're seeing policy come together. Even though each region is very different and we have localized culture and financial needs, we're looking at things in terms of fraud and anti-money laundering, protecting the customer data rights, and interoperability of systems. It is incredibly important for money to move around the globe. And the regulatory angle is certainly pushing this. The market also is exhibiting this as well, but first and foremost, the regulators.
Well, that's a very wide topic, innovation, financial technology. So maybe I'll pick one technology that I think is having a big impact at the moment. And I think that's APIs, application programmable interfaces. It's not a new technology, but adoption is starting to increase in financial services, which is going to allow for mashup applications, new services to be built, taking best of breed from the banks, from the fintechs, to come up with something new that will lead to better customer outcomes.
We have to have diversity, more than ever before. If you're thinking about technology, you have to have diversity around it. You have to have people with different experiences building product that is fit for purpose today. And if you think about diversity, I'm not just talking about gender, I'm talking about age, I'm talking about ethnic minority representation, I'm talking about LGBT, disability, cognitive diversity, and we need fresh ideas in this industry, and it's all about high-performing teams. That's how you get a competitive edge. That's why it matters.